Hey guys, it's Michelle here, the founder of ihelpmoms.com and the Love, Learn, and Lead podcast. Thanks so much for being on with us. I love connecting with entrepreneurs, growth mindset moms, female founders, and people wanting to make the world a better place. So thanks for being here with us today. Today, I want to talk a little bit about capacity. I was actually reminded of this. My husband and I have embarked on a new project, and it's our third building that we built out together. And I looked at him and we were laughing and we were having so much fun. I'm like, man, it is so much more fun to do this the third time around than it was the first time around. We had no money, not a cent to our name. We didn't know anyone when we were opening up our first office. We were so stressed now. I think I was just newly pregnant and we had no idea how we were going to make our life happen. And we were snippy at each other. We were exhausted. We were stressed to the max. And this time around, fast forward 14 years later, we are having a blast together. We're laughing and it felt so good. And it really got me thinking about how do we increase capacity? If you watched my podcast for a while, you'll know I am obsessed with Shark Tank. I love all of the judges up there. I have so much respect for them. And the question that I ask myself all the time on is how on earth do Barbara and Mr. Wonderful and Mark Cuban have time to run all of these different companies? It really blows me away. And I think a lot of it has to do with putting in the work to grow your capacity. So, on today's podcast, I wanted to talk about 3 ways to increase that capacity because I think a lot of times, especially for females who are founders and mothers, we can look at male counterparts or maybe females that don't have children, or maybe one parent stays at home. Well, in my house, we're both entrepreneurs. We're both firing on 1,000 cylinders a day. And you know what? We've got to be at the top of our game and we've got to constantly be growing. And so I wanted to talk about that a little bit more from the mom female perspective and how we can make that happen in a really positive journey. So number one is growing our minds. I listened to Ed Milet. I just listened to Gary Vee this morning. Of course, going to Tony Robbins, UPW and Business Mastery, and really paying attention to how we're growing our mind. And Gary Vee said something great. He's like, you can't just keep listening to all of these podcasts and all of these how to do it. You've got to put in the work. But I think as you're starting out as an entrepreneur, you don't always know everything to do. So another thought leader that I love listening to is Neil Patel. And I think one of the greatest differentiators between the people who just perpetually sit in the I need to be motivated mindset and those that take massive action are the people that actually listen to the podcast and take something away. A lot of times when we're listening to that stuff, it can feel completely overwhelming. So I like to just pick out one thing and completely execute on it and know that I did a good job on it and that I'm learning that specific skill. So like one of the things that I'm working on right now is Gary Vee said, do a vlog, be consistent every day, charting what you're going through and get it done. So hello, here we are. Took your advice, Gary Vee. Much love and respect, and just taking massive action to get one new thing done a day and really putting that into play. Number 2 is grow your body. I don't know why more people don't talk about this. We own a gym, and my husband was a CrossFit athlete last year, and it's just something that we are absolutely fanatical about because we know we cannot improve our capacity if we're not improving our body, our physical state, and making sure that we're in peak performance at all times. So we work out every single day, no matter what that looks like. Obviously, with 3 little kids, I can't always make it to the gym, but you better believe whether it's 5 in the morning or 8 p.m., I am getting some type of workout in. If I know I have back-to-back meetings that day, a lot of times I'll go for my lunch workout and I feel amazing. I have so much more energy. That's one of my favorite things about owning a CrossFit gym is we see that transformation. We see that person who is gain the pounds, unhappy, not mentally happy, emotionally a roller coaster, and they come in and take that 1 hour a day that they prioritize. It's all about prioritizing that. One of my favorite thought leaders is Dr. Stephen Franson and his wife, Dr. Camilla. From a very young age, almost 15 years ago, we were listening to their podcast, and Dr. Francis was talking about how they had solid yellow lines, non-negotiables, and exercise should be one of those if we want to grow our capacity. So highly, highly recommend. You've got to carve it out and get a coach, for goodness sake. You know, everyone who comes into our gym, we have a personal trainer that you've got to do sessions with so that you can learn proper technique and really fall in love with bettering yourself physically. It's so empowering. So if you need a coach, get a coach. Head to Orange Theory, head to F45, head to the amazing online personal trainers. I mean, there are so many ways to go about this, but one thing I know for sure, those people at the top of their game, improving their capacity, they are in shape mentally and physically. And number 3 is make sure that you grow who you're surrounding yourself with. And I don't mean in size. I mean being really intentional with who is surrounding your mind, your family, and your life, right? So we just got done with Patrick Bet David at the Vault. You guys, you've got to contact my guy, Leo. He is one of the senior directors over there. He is amazing. He's the one that got me into this conference. Hands down, the best conference I have ever been to. I feel like I've done them all, and it was life changing. And here's the reason why it was life changing. You know, it was 95% guys, and there were 5% of us that were women. And every single person that I sat down with were doing multi-million dollar legitimate businesses. And all they wanted to do was open up their Rolodex, open up their mindset, help you, serve you. I have never been to anything like this. These people were the most humble business people I have ever been around. I cannot wait to go back to the Vault simply because we were surrounded by people doing more than us who were happy to help us. It was incredible. My favorite person I met was the founder of Self Cut Systems. It's a 3-way mirror that allows guys to cut their hair like a barber would in their own home. He talked about his journey through blowing up during the pandemic. You know, barbershops were closed, and I just love that story of entrepreneurship. One of the most amazing people, most humble people I've ever met. And so when you are intentionally putting yourselves in situations to surround yourself and being humble enough to learn from other people around you, man, life gets really, really good. And it's not about putting yourself around people with more money or putting yourself around people with more prestige. It's really about being super intentional about what do you want to learn? How do you want to grow your capacity? What's a business skill that you want to learn? And then putting yourself in that situation. So I hope this helps as entrepreneurs that want to know how to grow your capacity. I'm a work in progress every day, but those are just a couple of things that have helped me growing my mind, going to UPW with Tony Robbins, making sure I'm listening to Gary Vee, and Mylett, someone along those lines every single day that can really help my mindset keep growing. Number 2, grow your body and your physical ability. Man, you will see your energy boost. You will see your libido go up. You will see your happiness go up. Your emotions just have this beautiful high energy and positive endorphins flowing through your life. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And I just found that I'm so much more focused in my business after I work out. And then number 3 is grow who you surround yourself with and be super intentional about who you're letting in your mindset, because I think what's between here is actually what separates the good leaders from the great leaders. So thanks to all my mentors out there. I love growing with you guys, and I am just so honored to be in this era where we have such terrific thought leaders and motivators and inspiration on entrepreneurship out there. So love to connect with you guys on Instagram at ihelpmoms or Michelle Brown FL. Let me know who some of your greatest motivators, inspiration, thought leaders, growth mindset leaders are, as I'm all about collaboration. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.